Hi, welcome to another episode of Jana Eats. Thanks so much for joining me on my gluten and dairy-free cooking YouTube channel. Today I'm going to make some delicious treats. I'm going to make them sugar-free, and I'm using some really cool product. This one is a roasted Mac Nut flour. It's from Kapuku Mills in Hilo, Hawaii. And I'm all about zero food waste. And the cool thing about this company is that after they press the macadamia nuts for oil, they dry it and make this flour. So, and it's toasty. I wish you could smell it. It smells divine. Anyway, so we're gonna make some cookies. I got the recipe off their website, which is kapukamills.com, KIPUKAMILLS.com. But I'm modifying it a bit because I like to do things sugar-free, and I'm also modifying the nut butters because I like to clean out my pantry. So let's start. I started with a cup of Lakanto. You know me, I love my Lakanto and I love sugar-free. So it's a cup of sugar. I had the golden sugar and some classic. The golden's a little more caramely flavored. But so I started with a cup of that, and I'm just going to kind of mix them together. It calls for 2 eggs, and I use organic eggs, local if I can get it. Unfortunately, out of my 4 hens, I've got 1 left, and that little bitty's too old to be laying eggs, but she's treated well, and she's become our pet. Her name's Mim, and she's awesome. So cream together the eggs and the sweetener, and the recipe online calls for packed light brown sugar. So if you want to do that, feel free. I just like to cut back on my sugar. The next ingredient is 1 3/4 cup of nut butter, and the recipe calls for macadamia nut butter, but I really love NuttZo. Do you know about NuttZo? You can probably get it at Costco too in a bigger container. It's a San Diego-based company, and it advocates for kids that have been neglected all over the world, and it's highly nutritive. The mom that started this had a couple kids, adopted children that had failure to thrive, and she really needed to get dense, nutritive, high caloric foods into them. So I had a cup of this in my pantry, so why not use it up? And then I supplemented with another 3/4 cup of almond butter. You can use any nut butter. So it's 1 3/4 cups. It seems like a lot, but I'm going with this. I'm trusting Kapuka Mills ratios on their recipes, and we're gonna see what happens. I think it's gonna be super delicious. So, and then I'm going to put a teaspoon of vanilla in. I'm going to do a half teaspoon of vanilla. Then I'm going to mix that in, get that incorporated. And then we're going to use the roasted macadamia nut flour. I'm going to put 3, oh, it smells so good, like toasty nuts, yeah! So, 1, 2, 3. 3 tablespoons in there because yummo. And then I'm going to put a tiny pinch of salt because I'm going to top these cookies before I put them in the oven with some smoked Maldon Sea Salt. And this is a flaky salt from France, but this smoked one, delish. So, and I think that smoky flavor profile with the nut flour is going to really complement each other. So one thing that needs to go down is these need to pop in the freezer for about 10 minutes, just so they don't spread too much. You can put them straight into the oven, but they'll spread out. So I'm going to put them in the freezer. So I have a parchment lined plate, and then I'm just going to I'm going to put a little bit of oil on this on this these spoons just so that the batter doesn't stick. I don't know. We'll see if it works. I make a lot of this stuff up as I go. I don't know if you noticed that about me, but I'm just like you. I'm making up stuff. So we're just going to spoon up. That worked well. Oil your spoon, people. Oil the spoon. And I like them. Try to make them about the same size as you know, so that they are relatively uniform on the plate. So we'll be back. I'm just going to pop these, put them on a plate because the sheet pan's not going to fit in my freezer. So I had to do them on this. And then we're going to pop them in the freezer, and then we'll be back when I pull them out of the oven. So they're going to go on my parchment lined sheet pan and into the oven at 350 for about 15 to 20 minutes. So we'll be back with the finished product, and I'm going to have Kyle, are you back there? Taste them. He's very shy, he's very quiet, but he's nodding his head and being kind of cute. So anyway, we'll be back with macadamia nut flour cookies and a zero waste, zero sugar product. Whoop whoop. Okay, the cookies are out of the oven. I put a little the smoked Maldon Sea Salt on there. They look great. They didn't spread hardly at all. And I'm just going to put them on this cookie sheet to cool. Let me just taste. They're really good. They're not too sweet. Packed with good fats and proteins. The sea salt is perfecto, if I do say so myself. So make yourself some Mac Nut flour cookies with any kind of nut butter you have in the cupboard. And then I'm going to make Kyle eat a bunch of these later. So let me know what you think. Thank you for tuning in. Please subscribe. It really helps me. I'm trying to get this thing monetized. And I'll be back again next week with another delicious gluten-free, dairy-free food treat. Thank you.